What's up, guys? It's Mandalore from Mighty Wallet's gonna go over a few things about GA, Undersized, and Value Wins. If you're in a bracket where you're seeing Ewoks on defense, make sure your troopers are at least serviceable, because look how stupidly easy it is to get 61 banners with troopers versus Ewoks. Similarly, almost as easy, Thrawn troopers against a fairly vanilla Qira team. All you gotta do, throw a fracture on L3, focus down Vandor Chewbacca. If sometimes you might run across a Cholo in there. That's my name for Captain Han Solo, by the way, Cholo. Again, see, pretty easy 60 banners. Thrawn is the only mildly expensive part about this. But it's certainly a very easy way to dispatch of a Qira team. There are a lot of applications for troopers, certainly in the lower brackets. Anytime you can trooper a team, if you're making the right judgment calls, and again, if you have a serviceable trooper team, you should be able to get 60 banners, or in this case with a countering Dooku, probably 58 or so banners fairly easily. This team is weird. Believe it or not, all these teams you're seeing on screen are teams that I have faced in various different Grand Arena championships. So they do exist even in my bracket. I'm sure they exist in the other brackets. Just make sure that your Colonel Stark has a good enough speed. He's got to be the fastest on the field. With the bonus from Veers. So yes, of course, big surprise. I love speed. Speed, very important. Speed kills. Other somewhat value teams, at least in my opinion, if you're fighting a Nightsisters team that isn't too crazy, isn't super G13'd out, maybe isn't full 6E modded, you could still do this EPV team. You don't have to have Wampa and Death Trooper in there. You could certainly argue that's a little bit of overkill, but I like to be safe and have both in there. That way I can get the days on, I can get the buffs off with Death Trooper, and I can get the Death Mark when appropriate. So less of a value play, more of a fairly sure win. Again, making sure mods and gear levels match up. I would not take this team against a full G13 Nightsisters, because my guys are only G12. That would be ill-advised, to say the least. But it's a pretty reliable counter. Just make sure you check your mod and gear matchups, because you don't want to get screwed. Nightsisters are one of those teams that, unless you're using Galactic Republic or Jedi Knight Revan, you're probably not going to get max banners. But I've seen a number of people get tripped up on Nightsisters and have to take a second or even third attempt at them. So you definitely don't want to be in that boat. You definitely want to clear your board, whether it's TW or GA. Certainly in GA, you want to be able to clear efficiently, because your guildmates aren't around to come bail you out of trouble. If you're up Shit's Creek without a paddle, that's it. You're done. So you want to make sure that you use your roster efficiently. See, I didn't get max banners, but whatever. Ewoks also, if you have a serviceable Ewok team, there are a few different comps that you can take out fairly reliably. One of them is a vanilla Karth team. This one's not super well modded, so I can very easily Ewok 3PO it. Again, the only comparatively expensive piece of this being C3PO. Obviously, you're not going to be able to use them in a CLS or JTR team if you're using them with Ewoks, but this is a very reliable counter to a vanilla Karth team. If you're going against Karth Nest, don't even think about it. At best, you'll time out. Maybe you'll have killed the other tunes, the OR tunes, but this team is not going to beat a properly modded Nest. But certainly for a vanilla Karth team, it is a great and relatively cheap option. I know a lot of people like taking out Karth with JTR or CLS. If you have a serviceable Ewok team and you don't mind throwing 3PO in there, you can definitely do this. A really, really good souped up Ewok team would be able to probably do this without 3PO, but my Ewoks are G12 and decently modded. Maybe that's being a little generous, but I've seen it done. Likewise with a vanilla crew team, with this one you really just got to make sure you don't time out. I go with Ewok Elder, and I like to try and keep stealth on Elder so that, God forbid, someone gets one shot by Xylo, he's still there to res them. A lot of people prefer Scout. That's fine. That's your prerogative. Certainly a lot more DPS with Scout, less of an issue timing out. But if one of your guys gets one shot by Xylo, you got problems. So right there, I use Wicket to keep Ewok Elder stealth. Take these out one by one. It's a slow and painful death by 1,000 paper cuts time kind of fight. But it definitely works, again, if you have a serviceable Ewok team. Not going to work against KRU Zaris, not going to work against KRU Nest, but certainly a vanilla FO team such as this one, you should be able to Ewok, again, keeping in mind mod and gear matchups, because you don't want to take a G11 Ewok team against a G12 12 plus 6E first order team. I'm not going to play this whole thing because it literally takes the whole 5 minutes. Improvisational teams, also pretty key in Grand Arena. This one, it's a very strange Rex, Wampa, Gat, Qira, and SRP. I like to throw SRP in there sometimes. Yeah, he'll probably die, but he'll revive if he has a buff on him, so that's fine. I will take the -1 point for not having full protection, but still having a tune. So here it is against a, again, comparatively vanilla Qira team. Sometimes you gotta just MacGyver things, if you've used other tunes on other things. This one has a Stormtrooper Han, so it's got 2 taunts. Same thing, you gotta just kind of take L3 out, or at least make it so she can't taunt with a fracture, and focus down Vandor Chewbacca. There she is, she's getting fractured again. And after Vandor Chewie's dead, you theoretically could auto it. It's not really anything to worry about at this point. These tunes really don't synergize, but their individual kits are such that they can pull out this battle against a comparatively vanilla Qira team. Again, making sure that mod and gear matchups are appropriate. You don't want to throw like a G7 SRP into this comp, because that's not going to really do you any favors. Pretty easily dispatched, 1.5 minutes, and we're just about done. Again, admittedly a very strange improvisational team, but it gets the job done. And there she goes. All right, 59 points, not bad. Okay, so undersized teams. This team that I'm facing is actually really good, in my opinion. It's a not so vanilla Qira team. It's got a properly modded Nest, which more often than not will force you to use Treya. Really, Nihilus is the answer to just killing Nest. A lot of people, even in the top brackets, have trouble killing Nest with anything other than Darth Nihilus, myself included. Hence why I have decided here to go with a 3-man Traya team, just the trio versus this Qira Nest. Isolate L3, pretty easy. She's the only tank in there. If there were another tank in here, maybe it'd be a little bit more difficult, but with Scion dispelling, definitely still doable. Basically, the whole fight, you're not going to get 61 banners unless you, maybe if you threw GAT in there, but then that's pretty expensive. If you threw GAT in there, you could regen protection and maybe max the banners out, but I'm more than okay just 3-manning it and being done with it. I think I get like 58 banners because get some protection regen from Isolate, and then Scion can regen some protection a little bit. But yeah, so this Qira team is very good insofar as it forces you to use Traya and Nihilus, but it is a very easily trioed team when it comes to GA or even TW. So if you see this in GA or TW, hopefully you'll remember this video and you will know how to easily dispatch this team. This is another really random, not synergistic team that I kind of had to throw together in a very strange GA matchup that left me with little else, but the last team for me to face was an Ewok team, which at least I had these three. That's really all I need to take out an Ewok team. Ewoks are not good on defense, man. I had already used my troopers, and here I am, 3-manning with 3 kind of random, not so synergistic tunes. I guess the only synergy would be the dots on Vader and from Wampa, but whatever, man. Someone's gonna throw cheese Ewoks on D for me. I'm gonna 3-man it and hopefully get at least 60 points out of it. Yeah, Ewoks not good on D unless you have a asininely, stupidly fast Ewok team that could outspeed Imperial troopers. But yeah, that would certainly depend on your matchup, and you would have to scout that. But here we go, 3-manning it. I love doing Undersized. Obviously, the feats in GAC have a lot of Undersized team feats. So I definitely try to get these in where I can. If I'm not facing this kind of a cheese, I'm certainly not going to try and underman a harder team. So there you go. So most important bullets for this video have serviceable tertiary teams. Again, checking your matchups and make sure you capitalize on value wins and undersized teams.